Right, Mirai, a film by Mamoru Osada. Voice actors John Cho, Rebecca Hall, and Daniel Day Kim. John Cho was the dad, Daniel Day Kim was the grandpa, and Rebecca Hall was the mom. According to Peter Travers from Rolling Stone's Dazzling, um, it was 2019 Academy Award nominee, Best Animated Feature, a work of heart-swelling beauty. In one word, I can summarize this as being wholesome movie. It was very fun to watch, about family, about just history of family and how we came about to be. A quote at the end that was really nicely said. These little things all come together, whether it's grandpa swimming fast after the war to save his own life, or grandma intentionally losing the race to let grandpa win to make who we are today. I think that line was my favorite line from the whole movie. Everyone in the family is a result of these moments. And I think about this and I'm like, we are who we are today because of all the things we have experienced. Um, Throughout the movie, you can see the main character, Kun, the brother, being lost, being jealous of the sister Mirai. And throughout the whole time, you just can't help but sympathize as I have a son who is also maybe possibly went to that stage. I have a daughter who is kind of like Mirai in some sense, being the sister. A lot of the lines that Kun mentioned, such as, Mommy, you're not listening to me, you're ignoring me, calling her names such as witch, being jealous of Mirai the whole time. At the end, when Kun saved Mirai, that was very touching. And when he acknowledged that he was finally the brother of Mirai, that was one of the turning points of the movie when you start realizing just how impactful his growth has been from the beginning. Sharing the banana, that was a very sweet moment as well. And the personification of the dog character Yuko, that was very fun to watch. Especially that scene when they were trying to put the dolls back into the box. That was hilarious. It started from a aerial view, and you can start seeing kind of like where the movie was coming from. It's definitely different than all the other movies I've seen. The imagination or maybe the experience that Kun went through has been so evolving, and at times you can't help but just realize, is this all imagined or is this part real? When Mirai from the future comes in, Kun from the future comes in, Yuko the dog comes in and being personified. At first, actually, Kun was very nice to his sister, but then started realizing that the sister was treated as princess. All the time was given to her. He didn't know how to love her sister. For example, he was sharing his toys with her, playing with her, reading with her, but there was no reaction from her at first. Um, the moment when Kun also learned how to ride the bicycle from his grandpa, that was very fun to watch. I really liked that scene. It reminded me of my dad. It reminded me of just moments of tenderness going back to the future and being able to be in touch with the past. That was very sweet. Um, Could him asking the dad, Dan, do you want to play with me? And his dad keeps ignoring him because he had to work. That was a reminder for me to also be more mindful of my kids as we're thinking about them growing up. There's so much to say about this movie. Rated PG. There are some themes and there's some scenes where it was a little bit scary at times, especially the train scene. But all in all, it's a very wholesome movie. Um, I also like the part where they met the younger version of the mom, younger version of the dad too, briefly. Um, and mom was saying the same things to Kun as she was being said when she was younger, such as, what's wrong with you? I'm not buying this toy for you anymore. And as a young girl version of her, the mom was very messy, was very like playful, and was such a handful. And it wasn't until she had kids that she became more neat. And it just comes to show how we are a product of our past. And it's really important to be mindful of that as we're teaching our kids the values. Um, Throughout the whole time, Kun felt like mom and dad didn't care, but in fact, they were just trying their best, given what they knew of being a dad and mom. And when they were like packing for their trip vacation, they had a moment of realizing that they were just doing their best they can. Um, it was hard. Being parents is not easy, and this movie shows all the ins and outs of it. All in all, I absolutely love this movie, even though it's not part of Studio Ghibli series, but just love it. I can see why it was raved by my coworker. And from creative director Mamoru Osada, Wolf Children comes a daringly original story of love passed down through generations. When 4-year-old Kun meets his new baby sister's worlds turn upside down. Name Mirai meaning future. In Chinese, it means actually Mei Loi. The baby quickly wins the hearts of Kun's entire family. Kun becomes increasingly jealous of her until one day he storms off into the garden, where he encounters strange guests from the past and future, including Sister Mirai as a teenager. Together, Kun and Mirai go on a journey through time and space, uncovering their family's incredible story in this magical, emotionally stirring adventure about the ties that brings families together and makes us who we are. So, who are you? Kun is Mirai's sister, Mirai's brother, the son of his mom and dad. Strangely, he doesn't know their names. Not surprisingly for a 4-year-old, but know Mirai's name, nevertheless. Alright, hope you enjoyed this short reaction review, and yeah, check this out. This is a really good movie. It's only about an hour and 36 minutes long, looks like. Okay, bye bye.